What's going on, guys? It's me, Mike, back again. So I know it's been a while since I made a video, about 3 months. So let me explain where I've been and why I disappeared. So as you know, about 3.5 months ago, if you watched my original video, I went on testosterone replacement therapy for a ton of reasons. You can go back and watch my original video and see, and I give brief explanations. As time goes on, I'll probably release more videos and be more specific on why I'm on TRT. And essentially, I'd made a promise to myself about 3 weeks in that I was going to transform my body and change my lifestyle and kind of document how things went. Well, they didn't go well. A lot of things went wrong. And, as you can see in the title of the video, I said TRT did not work. And you know what? For the first 2.5 months, it didn't. I struggled a lot with the ups and downs that came with my testosterone replacement therapy. So I'm going to say this right now. The biggest reason people struggle with testosterone replacement therapy is estrogen, right? And where your estrogen is really determines how you feel mood-wise, right? Obviously, testosterone controls, the masculinity and mental sharpness. And one thing that a lot of people don't understand is when you have too much estrogen in your blood, right? When you've taken too much testosterone, it'll aromatize in aromatase enzymes and turn into estrogen. When when your estrogen level is too high, it binds to your androgen receptors. It competes with the testosterone, essentially making your TRT useless. That was what I was struggling with, I'd say, for probably the first 5 weeks. Then I went and got my bloods checked. My estrogen came back high, so I went on an aromatase inhibitor, Arimidex to be specific. Doctor prescribed, of course. And I noticed immediate benefits, but it would only last for like a week at the most, and then I would feel bad again. But it was like a different kind of bad. I was very depleted, tired, exhausted, couldn't maintain or get erections. Yet my testosterone, I was doing my injections as they should have been done. What I ended up finding out is I was taking too much Arimidex. So I kind of found myself for these 2.5, 3 months bouncing between high and low estrogen, and both of them are absolutely terrible. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. So, my focus on essentially anything in life was completely and utterly gone. I was incapable of taking care of any of my responsibilities. Well, I'm not going to say that, but YouTube wasn't on my top priority. Making videos was not on my top priority. I expected the benefits of TRT to happen a little too quickly. And one thing I want to say to the people out there who are struggling with TRT is watch your estrogen closely. And before you give up on testosterone replacement therapy, know that more than likely you're having an estrogen problem. A lot of guys don't realize that. A lot of doctors don't realize that, and they refuse to prescribe anti-estrogens to their patients because there's just not enough awareness out there for testosterone replacement therapy. So make sure you dot your I's and check your T's, because you don't want to miss that. Because what you may think is you're taking something that may be making you worse or making your psychological disorders worse is really not. It's just a nasty side effect that needs to be controlled. And it can be controlled through something as simple as keeping your body weight under control. As a lot of your aromatase enzymes are stored in your fat cells, keeping your body fat low prevents too much estrogen. So essentially, once you find the dose that you're supposed to be at, your endocrine system will maintain the proper level of estrogen, as long as there's not too much testosterone. And some people can mitigate that through frequent injections. But that's a whole other story. 3 months, in these 3 months, we'll talk about my physique and what happened. So essentially, I found a solid point of where my estrogen needs to be, what my testosterone needs to be. We brought it down a little bit. I'm about 150 milligrams. About 150 milligrams a week is where I'm at right now. And that's working really, really well for me. I have my anti-estrogen for as needed, but my physique continued to take a hit through this time frame. So about a week and a half ago, I started working with a coach. I'm not going to say his name because I don't know if he would have an issue with that. So I'm going to ask him first. In a later video, I'll talk about it. And he put me on a good diet plan, and he put me on a good exercise routine, and the improvements have been absolutely dramatic, mentally and physically, in combination, obviously, with a good TRT regimen. And I feel like I'm really starting to get back on track. So now I'm kind of in a better place as far as documenting all of this. I'm not going to show you guys a picture yet. And the reason for that is because I'm actually technically going through a 1-month transformation. I don't expect the results to be insane, but it'll be nice to look at. And, as far as the testosterone and my physique, I'm definitely noticing my physique doesn't look like it did before I was on TRT. It's much harder, much more lean. I'm able to hold muscle easier, maintain, keep the body fat off and reduce the body fat. And, some people, and this isn't, I'll probably make another video about this, but some people believe that there's no advantage to being on TRT and that TRT does not provide an advantage. Well, that's just not true because so many things contribute to the level of your testosterone. Your body fat, your mood, your diet, your exercise level, your the amount of rest you've had, the stress you're under. And essentially, I'm getting ideal levels of testosterone all the time, no matter what, no matter the circumstances. And that in itself is a huge advantage. So, testosterone, at first, it didn't work. But now it is, and I guess the moral of the story is make sure you have everything in check before you start to believe that testosterone's just not working for you. Because if you need it, right? And I'm not talking about people that want to be on testosterone replacement therapy because they want it, they're in bodybuilding or powerlifting and they want to blast and cruise. They don't want to come off the testosterone. I'm talking about people that actually need it. If you have an endocrine problem. And the way I look at it is life's worth living to the fullest. It's not, to me at least, living the rest of my life not being myself, not living it to my fullest just isn't, it's not worth it to me. The risks of testosterone that, the alleged risks of testosterone that exist are worth it to me if I can live a fulfilled lifestyle. And, going on TRT, once you're on, you're on, going on and finding out it doesn't work, that's not going to fly. Coming off, more than likely you're going to be at a lower point than you were before. But like my doctor has told me, if all the other nasty side effects of low testosterone don't kill you, suicide will, I mean, and that's true, and I can attest to that. Low testosterone will wreak havoc on you psychologically. I also want to make another video in the near future about the different psychological side effects of high and low estrogen. I'm very intimately familiar with both of these. They manifest themselves very similarly. The symptoms are, I'd say to the average person, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between the symptoms. And some people are much more hyper aware of their psychological health than others. Me, I'm extremely hyper aware. Any slight change in my mentality and I recognize it immediately. And usually that can kick in a lot of anxiety, followed by depersonalization, derealization, all kinds of other things. So that I'll make a video about. These are all videos that are going to come out. So, please subscribe and, I'll talk about more about some of this stuff. And, for any of you guys who want to know what to expect, what to avoid, things to look out for. And then, of course, I'll keep you updated on my fitness journey. I'm going to go over, the things I'm eating, what my diet looks like, what my grocery shopping looks like, what my workouts look like. That's pretty much it. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my video. Thanks.